welcome to the Northern Knits Podcast. We're two friends in fiber who knit, craft, crochet, and talk everything in between. My name is Jocelyn, and my co-host is
Diana.
It's episode 355, 356. I asked.
356.
Absolutely fell out of my head. Cool. Uh, once again, due to life, Jocelyn, it's Jocelyn's life. It's my life, guys. My Sundays have gotten very busy all of a sudden, very randomly, and they will be for the month. So this should be fun. When are you done your K-pop on Sundays?
K-pop is Mondays, and
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
done tonight.
Okay. Because I absolutely am building a league for guys to game in every Sunday in February, except for our live.
Cool. So you want to record not Sundays?
I think this month we have to record on Sundays because I will be busy fine-tuning rules to fit
That is
various gameplay styles
that is just fine.
with a couple of buddies. But that is a good chunk of my Sunday afternoons for the next month, just February, because it starts in March, and we're not like a super perfect. We're a casual group of 6 guys. I'm in there. I'm counting myself as a dude who like to game, but you still have to balance the one who's going to power game versus the one who doesn't pay attention to the rules versus me who prefers to play fluff based. Like you still have to balance the personality profiles and create a fun thing to play with, right? So, oh man, it's so much work.
I can only imagine.
So we're here on a Monday afternoon, which is always fun. I'm not even joking. It is a big mug of orange peacock today. I'm feeling a little nostalgic. Also, it's
Mm.
+2 with a chance of rain today.
We've definitely got grass. We're having early spring right now. We're also +2.
It's not even February. It's not
It's been a weird winter. It started real late and it seems like it's trying to end real early.
If you think about it, this weekend's Groundhog Day. Yeah.
I think the groundhog missed it, like we're already in spring.
Oh my word. Okay. So I'm like, you know what? No, I barely got a fortnight of actual winter where I like was actually wearing my winter coat.
It's not very winter.
So I'm having some orange peacoat tea with milk and sugar like I'm 8.
I almost did that, but
This
I
weekend.
went with the hot molasses drink instead.
I like the hot molasses drink. You have to
I
try it
need
with
to get some
blackstrap.
real, I still need to go get some real blackstrap molasses for it. I'm using the fancy molasses we had on hand just to
Oh
see
yeah.
if I even liked it,
Oh yeah.
but
Which I mean is a
I do
test
like it,
run.
so
Oh, the
I'll go
blackstrap
get some
is
specific molasses.
the blackstrap molasses is less sweet.
That will also be good because, yeah, this is like the limit of how sweet I would want to drink anyway.
I don't think I could like because I was like I like molasses, so I just bought a bottle of blackstrap molasses. Cannot say anything about the health claims that it makes on the social media, but if it the science says it could help, and I will take a could help to try to balance things out because if it does help me boost some things, it is a much cheaper alternative and a much better alternative than taking yet more pills.
I mean, this certainly tastes better than an iron supplement,
Oh
and
my
as a
God.
caffeinated altern or well, I guess an uncaffeinated alternative for afternoons.
Yeah, it's quite nice, right? I just like
Yeah.
I've had an iron shot. Oh, if you think the pills are bad. Ugh.
Yeah, I
Oh
don't
my
I
God.
don't ever want a shot. No.
Everything tastes like iron for what feels like forever. Obviously not forever, but it feels like
Ugh.
forever. It just have that aftertaste the whole I just like I give up. Just I give up.
Bleh.
Blech. Not it's I don't
Bleh.
highly do not recommend.
No.
No. So
I'd
if
be
this
constantly worried I'd like bit my tongue or something.
pretty much, yeah, until you remember why everything tastes funny.
Bleh.
So if you can avoid it, yes. And if this helps me avoid that, absolutely.
Yeah.
I found I like it in the morning, straight up or with a cup of decaf.
Nice.
So that works. That works great. So, but
It's
yeah,
becoming
no,
my afternoon go-to drink.
it's nice, right?
It is. It's like it's tea-like while being different.
Yeah. Absolutely. I took on a work contract this morning, so I want caffeine. The closest caffeine I can
Mm-hmm.
handle is tea caffeine. So also I'm out of coffee in this house. There is no coffee in this apartment right now.
That's tragic.
It's a situation I have to try to correct this week. We'll see how I do.
That is, it's absolutely tragic.
It is all dependent on the price of groceries. We shall see. Hey, listen, I sent you a video link to a recipe I absolutely need to try just because it is way out there.
You sent me several. Which one are you referring to?
The cabbage chickpea pancakes.
Oh, yeah. Those look pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Also, cabbage chickpea pancakes. I'm telling you right now,
Okay.
I'm not grinding rice into rice flour. I'm just going to use all-purpose flour.
Or just buy rice flour if you're really, I don't know. It sounds a bit like okonomiyaki,
Yes. Yeah, it's fairly similar to that. So,
except
how
that uses
she's
potato, I think.
that uses potato grass. She's at the top of her cat tree, standing up, looking at the ceiling.
She seeing the ghosts?
There's a kitten upstairs.
Oh,
So sometimes we get as high as possible and yell at the roof.
young whippersnapper.
Pretty much, yeah. She's the grouchy old person standing on her lawn. Oh gosh. All right. Well, I've got way more items than you as usual
Yeah, I
because
think you're going first.
I'm going first. Because while strictly the rules for whip sprints says change item every 25 minutes, I stick to the spirit of whip sprints and have 5 different projects.
I don't have 5 different active projects. I'm sorry.
You should. Your life will be fun. Actually, let's start with the fun part. Let's start with my FO. Because this means Diana has to open up a thing to do a roll to tell me what my next thing is. I have finished my first bingo square for the year, which
Ooh,
was the second uh box under the O on my bingo card because I have finished my There is Coffee in That Nebula socks. So there's Coffee in That Nebula is a wonderful colorway from Aaron of Fireweed Farms. I will show the guys here on the screen. If you're listening on the podcast, I can't describe this color range. It's purpley, but also brown, but also like
speckles of yellow.
yeah. I know Diana links everything, so we probably need to just get in the habit of linking our products too when we can find them so people can
I do when I can
see.
find them.
Yeah. I really like this colorway, and while I know it's not like excellent against my face, as I back up and put it because it's got that like browny yellow in it, so
Mm.
it's a little mutedy. I may honestly take a look at some of the bases where the color shows up real dark, and I might contemplate doing a wood woes
Oh,
once I'm done my current wood woes I'm working on. At
that'd
some point,
be a very pretty wood woes.
I'm gonna end up with like 5 or 6 wood woes sweaters. They're just in different colors.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. So I enjoyed I like the colorway. I'm just not sure how it would do next to my face, right? We'll see. Either way, I have an FO. I have a pair O socks, which means there is a free sock needle, which means I'm on to the next sock project because I would like to clean up my old sock projects so that I can cast on new socks. So, up next, I think I'm going to work on my striping socks. Just because I'm
Nice.
pretty sure February's kind of full for me, being Sweater Challenge month.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think the Colorwork Solstice socks are the way to go.
No, I think vanilla
No,
socks.
I think we're gonna stick to some vanilla socks or socks that I'm striping because I'm personally changing colors every number of rows. But still vanilla. I think that's probably gonna be for the best. That's probably gonna be for the best. I still have multiple things, so I will keep going.
Do
Because
you
you
want me to
said
spin for your next bingo square?
Yes, please. You said three and a thing. Three
Three
and
and a
a
clue.
clue.
Shall I share my screen so we can see
Yeah.
the spin? Oh, wait, I was gonna also. Oh my God, no! I want to share sound as well. Okay, let's spin.
Sure.
Your next bingo
Hey.
square will be under the O, the fourth square.
Okay.
Fourth square under the O.
Oh my God. There's congratulations. Cheers. That's so
Yeah,
cheesy.
there are.
I love it so much. It's so cheesy. So
There you go.
cheesy. So cheesy.
You're doing
Okay.
square O4.
Oh, four. We have the technology at our disposals. We were having a debate yesterday after all of the design work that we did, me and the mysterious Mr. B, and we were trying to figure out
Hmm.
what the largest cat in the wild is without using our phones.
Okay. What did you determine?
I think it's the tiger. I initially was like, okay, possibly the lion, but is it really the lion or is it just because of the hair? Like lynxes, no, cougars, panthers, jaguars, they're all like roughly the same size, but I think they're smaller than tigers and lions. So
I
we
think so.
finalized between tigers and lions, and I think it's the tiger, but I could be wrong. Did we check? No, guys, we didn't ask Google. We absolutely did not go look. We just sort of guessed. The question is, where did I stick my bingo card? I
Don't know. Where did you stick your
think
bingo card?
I think I stuck my bingo card under my design Google Docs. That's right. It's a Google Doc this year because I really can't see print anymore.
That's fine.
Oh, I did. You said under the O again? To the end. To the
Under the
end.
O, square number 4.
Well, first, let's fill in our sock FO with coffee in that nebula. All right. Because I have finished it. This also means I'm going to
C'est
know what I
fini.
finished when we do these bingo card check-ins because I'll be able to read what I wrote. That'll help. So number three, oh, we missed a sweater finish. Number four, yes. Guys, it's a
What is it?
vintage crochet project. Vintage crochet.
Vintage crochet. What are you gonna make?
I don't know. I'm really excited. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go take a look at some. Let's be honest, I'm starting with just vintage crochet because I
Oh
love her
yeah.
tutorials. I love her tutorials. Ooh. Oh, I got options. Okay, okay. This is exciting. This is super exciting. We will balance a finish with a rip.
Okay. What's getting ripped?
What got ripped? The
Oh.
last whip sprint on Saturday, I ripped the Tar sweater, which is a pattern by Melanie Berg. It is technically a worsted weight pullover elbow sleeve boat neck sweater. I was making it at a DK. I made it for my actual bust measurements. Learn to enunciate clearly, Jocelyn. And it didn't work. Mostly because my bust measurement is radically different from the everything else measurements,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. That is how my body is proportioned. It also means that I was right when I said I really should only be making size 47, size 48 pullovers and just dealing with the fact that it is at quite a lot of negative ease around the girls due to size differentials because when I make it fit the girls correctly, it is sloppy everywhere else. Not oversized baggy, sloppy.
The not cute kind of
The
oversized.
not cute kind of oversized. So I ripped
I get
that,
that.
and I'm actually excited because as of Friday, I actually spare pair of needles. I'm gonna poke myself because these are sock needles. Yeah. We need to put those somewhere because I will absolutely injure myself. The Chaogu red lace cabled sock needles are really sharp.
Yeah.
Which you want. Just not poking my chest. Thank you very much. It's uncomfortable. Anyway, because this 2 week sweater challenge with Louise starts this Friday, which means like for like the next 3 Fridays in a row, I'm on Louise's channel Wildflower Wool because we got the cast on Friday, and then next Friday is the midweek check-in, and then the Friday after that's the finish. Like it's a 2 week sweater challenge.
Oh,
So I needed to have that ripped for Friday. So I need to pull the needles. And both me and Louise decided we could cast on earlier on Friday if we had time to work on it because it's a 2 week challenge rather than waiting till like the end of our day.
mm-hmm.
So I definitely am going to try to recast on and have be through the ribbing before the live if I can. We'll see how my work day goes, right? I might
Mm-hmm.
only have be casted on and still in the ribbing, but whatever. The point is to do the best I can. I'm doing mine on DK because I knit so tight. I'm actually getting gauge on the needles called for in pattern on worsted, which is pretty normal for me. So even though it's DK, I'm knitting on a 5 millimeter.
If I knit DK on a 5 millimeter, that would be lacy AF.
And it's not. It is the 20 stitches over 4 inches most sweaters are looking for. 18 to 20 stitches over 4 inches.
We did it very different gauges.
Oh, that's super different. Like, sometimes if it's a light worsted, so like we're not DK, but we're not worsted, I can get away with like a 5 millimeter needle. I'd have 20 stitches over 4 inches. I think in this case they went to like 16. Anyway, I got gauge when I made the sweater last time, and I used a 5 millimeter. So I remembered that part. So that's what I'm doing again this time because I loved the fabric. It was just too big everywhere but across the girls. So I'm just going to deal with the fact that it's going to very obviously be prominently featuring the chest as all of my clothing does, because I know that's the better fit everywhere else. Like it gave me extra weight up here. Like who wants extra weight on their upper body?
Oh, no,
Nobody.
no.
Nobody wants to highlight that part. No, thank you. Otherwise, the neckline was great and the length was lovely. So I'm going to try to whip out a whole sweater from scratch for 2 weeks, starting Friday. My sister's birthday is somewhere in there. I haven't even started her birthday count yet. We will see how I do. We'll
Good
see how
luck.
I do. I have to do one more, I think, because then I
Go
have
for it.
because then I have two and a clue.
I
Because
still
then you'll
have
do
three and a
what?
clue. I don't think I've talked about anything yet.
Oh, do you want to talk about something?
I
I
could
need
talk
a
about something.
break. I need some tea.
All right, I'll talk about a thing. I do not have Tales of Woe this week. I have Tales of Success.
Thank goodness. I was too much woe
I
last
have
week.
There was way too much woe. So as we record, I'm working on the miles and miles and miles and miles, aka 3 inches or 8 centimeters of ribbing for the bottom of the Librarian Pullover. That is a pattern by Skein Deer Knits, and I'm doing it out of some DK tweed from Dragon Horde Yarns. There we go. That took a second. The
I have a
colorway is
very
Cinnamon
important
Apricot
question.
Spice. Yes?
I have casted on my librarian, and I'm supposed to be working on it while we record today. I have a very
Uh-huh.
important question to ask myself.
Where did you put it?
Nope. Why did my screen decide that I needed light mode
Oh, I
when
don't
I
know.
function in dark mode? Which makes it darn near impossible to do things like read the pattern.
Hmm.
Ah,
That is upsetting.
swears. That is upsetting. Oops, Netflix would like me to know. I have to pardon the interruption. Thank you. Oh my God, it turned all of my I think I'm off dark mode. My computer
Oh,
updated. I'm gonna have to put it back on dark
gross.
mode.
Stupid computer.
I wanted to work on mine while you talked about yours. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. You're making yours out of some wonderful yarn from Dragon Horde.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wind more soon. I only wound the one
Ooh,
ball, but it's reddish brown and with little tweedy bits,
I
and
like
it's going to
it.
be a wonderful librarianish sweater, and it's got like a lattice pattern, that involves twisted stitches, but not cables. So hopefully it goes faster than cables, much as I enjoy a good cable. And now that I have not messed up my ribbing yet again, it's great. It's beautiful. It's perfect. I know a lot of people were saying the other day that I should have just kept going with the ribbing and just like fix it or just like establish it on the second round. I
It would
wouldn't have
bug
been
you.
able to do that. I would have messed it up again and again and again. I have to go back and do it right from the beginning because I
Mhm.
know myself. I've tried doing that in other projects. It didn't work, and then I just had to rip back even more and do it again. I have learning from past mistakes.
Which is good.
I need to get it right the first time.
Which is good.
So I'm at like 7 of the 8 centimeters that I need. So I'm just like, I'm trying to get the ribbing
Last
done
centimeter.
while we record today.
Fair. Super fair.
Trying real hard.
I believe in you.
I believe in me too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good, good. Oh, you're a poor librarian. All right.
My poor librarian.
I guess since you talked about your librarian cardigan, I should talk about my librarian cardigan. I love
Yes.
how literally in March we start the spring equinox cal, and we both technically really need to be done our cardigans by then, or pullover cardigans by then, because we will literally be starting our seasonal cals.
Yeah.
And I'm at a cast on edge again. Yes, I'm excited. Not
Hey, you're about to
exciting.
prove that you can do a sweater in 2 weeks, so like this should be no problem.
However, I don't think I can do a whole sweater plus a sweater in 2 weeks, plus everything else. At some point, I do hit this thing called time. And while my time management skills are not awful, it's still a problem. There's only so much in a week. And while I manage mine through math and practice, I will still hit a wall. And I suspect this is not going to help any. It's fine. I got through my ribbing and I started my pattern and I realized there was gonna be too much. There was gonna be too much. Once it grew, it was gonna be too loose. So I had to go down to the smaller needle size, which I was worried might be a bit too dense
Hmm.
on the swatch. Mm. However, it looks like with the full weight of the garment itself, it should be fine. So I've now cast it on what, two, three times? Whatever. I am making
These sweaters are just cursed.
I'm making my librarian cardigan out of some wonderful new yarn base from Erin of Fireweed Fiber Co. This is her non-superwash DK. The colorway name is Don't Speak Latin in Front of the Books, which is actually one of her Buffy Club colorways from last year. So I am making my incredibly orangey Chesterfieldy 80s, 70s Chesterfieldy couch colored sweater,
I love that
which
color so much
is a
on that
gorgeous
base.
color. It's not going to look amazing next to me, but I don't care. I really want it. Um, and so I'm going to mix it. This base is so fluffy and it is so nice. It is ridiculous how lovely this base is. Oh my God, it occurred to me it's the last recording of the month. We can show off our colors for our club colorways this year, and you and I got different bases.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did not think about that, and so it's behind me somewhere.
Oh, we'll get it here in a hot second. So as we record, I'm going to start my ribbing again because I have to do 8 centimeters, 3 inches. The downside is I don't look good in cropped sweaters unless I have a very specific type of outfit on, and I generally don't wear those. So I am
Reasonable.
committing to a whole thing. This is basic ribbing, right? Not twisted ribbing.
I believe it said basic ribbing. Because I'm doing basic ribbing, so it better be basic
It'd
ribbing.
be basic ribbing. So that is
And
what
it's
I'm going
ribbing,
to
do what
work
you
on.
want.
Well, no, because the pattern does its ribbing that it does for a reason, if that makes sense. And in this case, two by
Meh.
two ribbing cinches in the best.
True. Whether it's twisted or not.
Yeah. Twisted is always just a little bit looser, it just gives a slightly different look, but the pattern calls for 2x2 ribbing, and I like the look of the sweater, so I should just make the sweater as is.
No changes needed.
No changes. Not in the stuff like pattern or ribbing or anything. If I won't be doing short rows at the neckline, but I never do short rows at the neckline because I don't, it's not a thing I do. Mostly because when it's a pullover sweater, I can't tell the difference between the front and the back anyway. I have a hard enough time telling inside from outside, so I'm not adding to my issues. I'm not adding to my issues. In the case of a
It becomes pretty
cardigan,
apparent when you put it on.
yeah. In the case of a cardigan, the open hole part goes on the front of me, so it's such a problem. But I don't like the raised neck thing in the back. Like it's not a thing I like. But it's a thing I don't like across the board.
That's fair.
Yeah. So there you go. This was another, so far, everything I have talked about has been a whip sprint thing. There's been no variation from that. I've got 2 more to go.
Me too. I guess I should pick one up.
Oh man.
All
The
right.
the Sunday after whip sprints or the episode after whip sprints is so heavy on projects.
All right. Last week I had a tale of woe on Mr. Diana Steinkriger
Yes, you did.
in that I had attached the sleeves incorrectly and had left too many stitches off the body and was lacking 20 stitches for my yoke.
I shouldn't laugh,
So
but
no,
oh
you can laugh.
man.
It's fine. It's such a basic mistake for such an experienced knitter to have made. Anyway, I unraveled the rows, reattached my sleeves, and knit the rows back up, and now I'm actually into the colorwork chart.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Don't worry, internet. I made her double check before she started knitting her row to make sure she didn't make the same mistake twice.
And yet, I got around and I still had too many stitches. One.
You
I had one too many stitch.
you had
So I think
you were 20 short and you went
I
to
was 20
one too
short.
many.
Now I have one too many.
That's
I
fine.
think I just did an extra increase on a sleeve somewhere and don't worry about it.
Just make it go away.
Yeah, that's what I did. I knit two together and I made it go away.
Yeah.
Because at the end of one of the row right before the chart, you're supposed to add a stitch.
Uh,
So I just didn't add a stitch and knit two together.
that'll
I did
work.
an increase instead of an increase.
Yep.
And now I seem to have the correct number of stitches. So yay!
Oh my
And
gosh.
color work, yay!
Oh, you're so close to done now.
I know I have I think 40 rows of chart and then a bit of ribbing for the collar and that's it.
And that chart is so fast. That chart is
It is
so
so fast and it's
fast.
bulky yarn, so it's literally like 40 rows plus like maybe 6 rows of ribbing and done.
Yeah, you're so close to done.
So close. Maybe finish next week? No, now that I've said it, it's not happening. But I'm leaving my lifeline in case I've magically messed it up again somehow that it is not apparent yet.
That's fair. That's super fair. I am hoping that yes, next week, we have an FO.
I'm going to
That
find
would be
out
really nice.
who the designer of this actually is because I keep talking about it and then not knowing who the designer is. This is the Steinkriger or Stone Warrior by
Pregnant
Katrine
pause.
Hammer. Katrine Hammer.
Okay. I made mine so long ago, I don't remember anymore.
Yeah, I made mine last year. That was my 2 week sweater challenge.
The
This
year
is an
before,
achievable sweater in 2 weeks. Ugh. Oh yeah, this was last year's 2 week sweater challenge. Yes, mine was the
years,
year
the year
before that.
before.
Oh my God. Oh
Yep.
my God.
Yep.
Seriously?
Uh-huh.
It was just embarrassing. Anyway, it's getting done. It's getting done this. I'll say it'll be done by the end of this year's 2 week sweater challenge. I won't obviously haven't done it in 2 weeks, but it'll be done at the end of the challenge. That's what I'm saying. I'm just gonna put that down to the side. Oh, and the yarn I'm using for that one is Cascade Eco Plus. It is a 100% wool bulky weight yarn. Chunky weight yarn. The weight above worsted weight yarn.
Bulky.
Thank you. I can never remember which order bulky and chunky comes. Because it's bulky, chunky, jumbo, right?
Yes.
I think. But I
Yes.
never remember the order of bulky and chunky
That's
because
fine.
those mean the same things in my head.
They do to me too, but I know it goes bulky, chunky, and then larger.
Okay.
Because a number four worsted, and then a number five is bulky. That's why I remember. It's because
Oh.
my brain is has mashed the five and bulky together, but six is chunky, which is like essentially roving at that point.
I mean, jumbo is basically is roving.
It's
It's
roving.
slightly
It's
twisty
roving.
roving.
It's roving. So I'm like, what now? Okay, cool. It's all right. We'll make do. All right, I suppose it's me again then.
It
Oh
is
my
you again. I know I don't have very exciting
God.
updates this week other than I didn't fail at things like last week.
What I love is that I'm knocking things over without even trying. It's great. Don't worry. It's just the Kleenex box. We're fine. I'll deal with it in a moment. Because that's my life, is drop the Kleenex box. I was
That
going to
tracks.
cast on before we recorded.
Okay.
Did not. It did not.
Oh,
It did not. I ran out of time, which is not an unusual thing to have happen for me. It's because I put it off. And then I picked up work this morning instead of casting on. This is my tiny Diana-sized swatch.
perfectly adequate size swatch.
Some sock weight or fine yarn from Dragon Horde Yarns. This is her slutty pumpkin colorway. Just look at that. Look at that brownie orangey fall goodness.
It is gorgeous. I love that.
So good. I need to, but the problem is I haven't bothered to lay it out and measure it. Which is why I'm like, can't say for sure. And I'm absolutely taking a risk because it does not wash, it does not block, it does not a proper swatch. I don't particularly care. Um, Mostly because I'm making the Shruggigan by Cozy Up Knits. It's an older pattern from them, but it's not meant to close. It's not it just needs to go on my shoulders. It's a fancy bolero shrug cardigan sort of situation, hence why it's called the Shruggigan. So I just need to be close. I don't need to. It's like making an oversized sweater. It doesn't need to be bang on perfect, right?
As long as
So
the
I want to
shoulders stay
get
on, you're good.
so long as the shoulders stay on, I'm good. So I need to actually measure this, guys. And there's a window for this, because I need to do it in natural light before 3 o'clock. So it's also not happening today. It'll have to happen tomorrow. If I'm as close as I'm comfortable with, I will find a number that works and I will cast this on. Because boy, I'd like to get that started. And I already know I'm mucking about with their ribbing in the pattern because I want it to lie flatter than their ribbing does. So I think I'm going to be
Hmm.
doing miles of 1x1 twisted rib, which doesn't cinch in as much. That has a bit of a different drape. So, but I am
All right, everybody
absolutely.
strap in for several weeks of complaining about ribbing.
Oh my God, there's been so much complaining about ribbing. In advance, you've been warned. I've only wound up half the balls of yarn, so I still have half the balls of yarn in their beautiful Hank format. But just yeah, like that.
So pretty.
It's so fall. I love her fall colors. Like I love her deep moody colors. They're so pretty. And trust me, if she was Canadian, I'd order from her more often. I just absolutely hate paying conversion rates and shipping costs from America. Positively hate it. And
It
I, of
does make it a
course,
little prohibitive,
put my pumpkin colored yarn in a Halloween bag, which I think this is a not so
obviously.
cute bag. This is an older
Think?
bag. I think it's not so cute. Anyway, this is one of the ones that does that whole snappy bracelet, not close. Oh my God. I love it. Keeps the yarn in, but I never have the zipper yarn situation going on. And I
Pretty
hate
great.
the zipper yarn situation. And it sits flat just fine. I've got dirt and cat hair on it, of course, because it sits on my coffee table, so who sleeps on it? Phaedra.
Mm-hmm.
Of course Phaedra slips on. So I'd love to say I'm gonna make miles of progress on that, but let's be honest, guys. We all know as of the 2nd of February, it's all about the sweater for 2 weeks. So
Well,
nope,
yeah.
nope, but I'm gonna try.
All right, I have the ever-present and ever delightful granny stripe blanket. Hang on, put that down. Pull up a big enough loop that I don't pull my progress out.
Did you put a
I'm
progress keeper in?
no,
You need to, because that is the only way I'm gonna be able to know progress.
I really should. I have like I have this much of color 5 left.
It's fine.
Like
But
a couple of grams.
I can't see the progress. We need a progress keeper.
I know they're all, oh, as I catch it on the microphone, all the colors like fade really nicely together. So trust me, I'm like 3 grams away from being done color 5.
It's gorgeous, but I need a progress keeper, man.
Yeah, I know.
And you
I'll
have
find
them.
one.
You
I
have
have
them.
tons of them. Crinkle
But
crinkle. So
okay.
I've got color 6 here,
Oh,
not
good.
wound up because why? Why would I be prepared like that? So color 6 is gonna be not with my own hair in it. Come on, get out of there. Color 6 is gonna be this pretty blue and pink.
I know what all the colors look like. I used the Advent to make an Advent wrap last year.
But maybe everybody else doesn't know what the colors are.
Year before, because that's 2022's color wars.
Yeah, it was the first advent calendar. So it's all blues with bits of other colors. So this one gonna be all pretty. I mean, they're all pretty. So
They are
color 6 coming at you for next week.
good.
I thought this blanket was gonna take me all year to do, and it's gonna be done so much faster than that because I'm just loving it so much.
Nope. The moment the
It,
temperatures go up, that's going away. I'm calling
yeah.
it right now.
Well,
The
I
moment
might
the
finish it
temperatures
before
go up.
that, honestly, because I'm loving it so much. And it's right now it's my travel project.
Not a travel project. It's not that
Well,
big
because
yet. That's how.
it's yeah, that, but also it lives in my tote bag, which I just throw everything into my project bag. This is my toxic trait. I just throw everything in my project bag rather than grabbing a purse.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. I see how it goes.
Anyway, tote bag. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Because I figured blanket project needed giant project bag, and this is my among my giantest project bags.
It
But
is.
also, while it's small, I can throw literally everything I could ever possibly need in this bag
Yep.
and my project.
Yep.
It's not really different from when I go to work and like carry a backpack rather than a purse because I needed a laptop and whatever, all of my stuff, and a knitting project.
Yeah. You're
So
just
now it's a tote
carrying a
bag.
large bag. Like women have
Yeah.
been carrying large purses for a long time now.
Yeah. So I do tote bags. I don't do purses.
It's a purse,
I do
sweetheart.
that specific tote bag.
That's a purse. You're using it as a purse. It is a
I am
purse.
using it as a purse.
It's a
Oh, and then
purse.
of course the 2 piece hooking,
Oh yeah.
ergonomic hook with the little ghosty
God, I like
that I
those
love so much.
hooks. I love their hooks so much. So good. I need to get off McKeister and order a 4mm hook from them. That's what I need to do. Watch how
I'm
it
just
doesn't
gonna keep
happen.
ordering more hooks as I need them for projects. So far,
Oh,
I haven't needed a new one. All of my projects since I've started getting their hooks have been on the 5 and the 3.5? I think that's a 3.5.
I use a 4mm for DK. Fingering would be like a 3.5. I have the larger size hooks, which is great when I'm working on larger size crochet projects. I'm just not working on larger size crochet projects at the moment, so it's a thing. It's a thing. All right. In the consumes less space in the giant tote bag situation, this is starting to get a little beefy. We're getting a little wider here. Diana slash Aaron slash I live alone, so nobody tells me no.
You didn't have a grown-up to tell you no?
I don't have a grown-up in this apartment, so I can just do whatever I want, so long as I'm not bothering anybody, nobody cares. I have crammed a 4mm hook, for which I do not have an ergonomic hook for, so it's a ye old basic metal hook. I have one ever-growing ball of magic yarn. Look at that. It's starting to get sizable.
Nice. Mine's
Of
still super tiny.
the ends and scraps. Well, we're doing entirely different types of
That's true.
granny square blankets. Diana is doing a stripe. There's nothing wrong with the striped blankets. I don't enjoy doing them, so I won't make one. That's just how that works. What I
That's fine.
have and what I do enjoy, even though I am absolutely going to complain when it comes to assembly,
Mm-hmm.
because of course I am. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to assemble this that isn't entirely hand sewing, because I will go nuts again like I did last time. I have been creating tiny little 3-inch-ish. I'm not super worried about the end size. I'm just making sure it's the same number of rounds, same weight of yarn. I've been
Yeah, it
making
should block.
three rounds wee scare squares with minis from 2023 Advent calendar, so just this past Advent calendar from Erin of Fireweed Fiber Co. I was thinking about making a garment with it, but a lot of the colors are the wrong undertone for my skin, so that's not gonna work. But
Yeah.
each mini held double, so you get a nice like DK weight. Gets me 4 minis and change. So
I love that color.
I'm rolling the change up I'm gonna roll the change up in 50-gram magic balls, and then I'm gonna put them into the jelly roll blanket.
Ooh.
And then I've got a whole bunch of variegated. So technically I will have Fireweed Fiber Co. variegated um mini square blanket when I'm finished. The initial goal is couch throw size. I'm not going to say for sure one way or the other till I have the whole Advent crocheted up into tiny squares and I can lay it out and decide how I want to do the assembly part. That'll determine the finishing for me, I think. Right now, the current running theory is to slip stitch or single crochet these squares together in the bottom corner in a neutral color, so you get that a nice thin color of neutral between each square out, and see how much of a like a triangle size that makes, and see if that would look good as a couch throw or like a bed size blanket.
Okay.
And then make up the middle of the blanket using various scrap variegated yarns from Erin, of which I have several. Sock weights, DK. Did you make your 8 centimeters?
I made my 8 centimeters.
Good. Good. So,
Okay.
because then if I make up the middle out of variegated scraps and other minis from Erin, it means the top corner could be this year's Advent, which means I could make my Advent challenge to do 4 of these a day and connect them to the blanket to create the final
Ah,
corner in December and have a blanket when I'm finished.
I like it.
Because I could make matching pillowcases out of the middle blanket section, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are some options. I didn't just do 4 squares, guys. This will never get done if my goal per week is 1 mini. Because I have an intense assembly process.
I
I
just drank a
had
very big
what?
mouthful of very hot drink.
That's was
That
crazy.
was a mistake.
I had what? 1 mini done last time? 2 minis? 1 mini?
One or two, yeah.
I had one.
I
I
think it's
had
just there was like greenish bluish one.
yeah. I have more.
Oh, that's more. That's lots more.
I, my serving tray that holds my tea and my yarn on the coffee table still had my leftover skein from my bulky yarn from the Tribeca trench that I finished in start of January.
Hmm.
So I just pulled out a huge length of it and decided to use that as my sort of like to hold all of these together. So I've managed about a mini a day on the weekdays.
That's pretty good.
So I've made some good progress. This also means like I know for sure everything on this rope will be one advent, which means if I want to take a break and start working out other scraps, I could just pull a different color yarn out,
Yeah.
right? To help keep it organized. And only 4 minis. Doesn't even like even with the scraps, there will only be 4 minis, I think, of color. Or maybe I'll make the middle 8. Like I'm gonna have to see how this works out, right? So every other day, when I like every other mini, I unknot my string o minis, of which there are several colors going on here. And I add my next 2 chunk of minis, of which, hey, look, here's a mini I haven't wound yet of a different color. Then I add it to the string, add to my magic ball, and then I come back into the office and I take 2 more minis out of the green bag in my background. And this process shall repeat ad nauseum, probably till far later into the year than I care to admit.
Mm-hmm.
Because once I get to starting assembling, I'm going to have to decide what color neutral I want to get and buy probably 2 or 3 skeins. I should probably just get 4 skeins, and then for sure I will never play yarn chicken.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get 4 skeins of fingering from Erin. I just don't know what neutral yet. I'll decide later. And then I'll have made a whole blanket out of Erin yarn, which will be delightful.
That'll be amazing.
All right. Which just leaves us with clues. Let's talk clue. And what you guys don't know is that we're recording in shorter chunks to give ourselves breaks for things. And no, I don't know where my shawl is. I have been cleaning in here again, which is always a problem because I lose something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I've put it. I don't know where I've put it.
Someplace safe that made sense at the time.
Someplace safe that made sense at the time. So I cannot show you guys my clue 3 because I currently don't know where my shawl exists. It's fine. It's fine. It's a beautiful, more blue than gray than clue 2, and I will describe the stitch. Thankfully,
That's
by
gonna
the
be my
time
next
you
question.
guys, okay, by the time you guys see this, you will know that this week is a break week. Clue 4? Yeah,
Catch
because
up
Clue
week.
4 went out last Monday. We're showing Clue 3 now. Clue 5 goes out today, time speaking. But by the time you guys see this, a couple of days will have gone by. So hopefully everyone's experimented with some cookies and bannock. And they're using this
I'm a
week
fan of cookies.
to catch up and relax. As we're we're almost into the home stretch and we're almost into the 2 hardest sections.
I don't
Yay!
know.
Not
My clue
yay.
3 was a little rough, I have to say.
Yes, your clue 3 was tough. Pretty, but tough.
It's a little intense on the hands. I
A
do
little, it's a
apologize,
little,
but it
it's a
looks
bit,
so
but
good.
it looks really good. So anyway, that is where we're at for me. My fade goes from gray to blue, so I have more blue than gray by clue 3. We've moved away from gray and we're moving towards navy. But really, everyone's been able to see my color fade since the info sheet.
I started the blue end of my fade, like the greeny
Good.
blue end, and I
Yes.
think my clue 3 ended up being my absolute favorite color of the whole set.
Fair. Fair. You can show your clue 3.
I can
I
show my
am
clue
the one
3.
who's misplaced my shawl. And it could have also been
Uh,
Phaedra. Like it might be under a cat bed somewhere. She's been known to take my knits and make a run for it. So I don't know right now where it is. So that's my project
There
this
we go.
week.
There's my clue 3 stitch. It's a nice triangle lace.
It is very pretty.
I love it so much. It uses a lot of yarn and it was very hard on my hands. But it's so pretty that the regrets are outweighed.
Regrets are outweighed.
And this is my absolute favorite color in the whole set.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole set is gorgeous. Obviously, I love all of the colors, but I love this one the most.
Okay. The most. Okay.
The
Okay.
most.
I like it. Like I don't think I wouldn't make something with that lace stitch pattern. I like the look of it, but it doesn't jump out and scream to me, must to make a thing, right? You know what I'm talking about? Or you're like, that's
I
cute. I like it. Not for me, but I do like it.
I have a sweater in mind. with this stitch.
That is
It may
fair.
be showing up in my life again.
That is fair. Clue 1 is in an existing shawl pattern.
That works.
So like clue 2 is my eyelet lace. So like I absolutely reach for favorite stitches all the time in different combinations. In this case, for me, clue 3 was a textured stitch because clue 2 was a lace stitch. So clue 3 was textured. And it was alternating rows of garter stitch with a 1x1 rib. So you got these ridge bumps, like for me, because we're walking in the woods, like we're out to adventure. Then there's nothing cobblestone flat about a trek through the woods. It's all about
Nope.
texture and depth changes. So I picked that pattern because you got that texture change all the way through. And most people are going to be able to see the bumps and stuff, like the stone versus the stripes, which would be like a wood idea. I could feel the differences. So it's a really high density texture feel for me. It's a relaxing, like I don't, up till the last clue, which I will not guarantee is going to be relaxing for everybody because it's not. Some people are not going to find clue 6 as relaxing as some of my other clues. So
Doesn't sound
far,
relaxing.
so far, Diana knows what it is. She knows there's a little bit of
I know
thinking
it
by
doesn't
clue
sound
6.
relaxing.
A little bit of thinking by clue 6. Not a lot. There's no elaborate lace or anything, but there is some thinking. I wanted something that gave a nice density of texture to sit next to the eyelet lace, right? Because like eyelet lace is such a look. Such a look. So good. I want to talk about clue 4, but we're not talking clue 4, we're talking clue 3.
Yep,
Oh
you gotta.
my word.
Oh no, when did I?
I don't know.
At some point, I decided I was still doing ribbing. When did I do that? How
Bright
far
news
back?
is bright news is
Okay.
that's it. And we can talk about the first color of 2024's club colorway
This
for Erin.
much. I did this much.
Really? Your
Did like
brain.
40 stitches.
Your brain, ma'am.
Oh my God.
I would be so delighted to be done ribbing. It wouldn't even be funny.
I
So,
was delighted and it was on my brain. And so that's what we've got now. Anyway, sorry, we're talking about yarn.
we are. Oh, I have the wrong color. I get them 3 colors at a time. I have to get January. We got different bases this year. Diana should describe the bases.
Okay, the different bases. Well, I'll talk about the base that I got. I got one of the new sock bases, which is the Wild Rye sock, which is 100% non-superwash merino. So there's no nylon or anything. It is just merino and it's not superwash. So it's marginally less soft than superwash.
I
But it's
shoved
just very,
March
very
into the
blue.
shelf and grabbed January. You're not gonna work.
This one is go ahead, get weird on me,
These are all references to Ally McBeal.
which I suppose I need to watch since I'm getting all the socks now.
It would be helpful. So you
I'm
went
watching
with,
Angel because of last year's colorways.
of course you are, which were Buffy, not Angel. You went with, you said
Oh, I
the
know, but I finished Buffy and then I
non-superwash.
had to do Angel.
You did the non-superwash sock?
I went for the non-superwash, so this is the Wild Rye sock.
Ooh. I have the Tweety sock,
Comparison. Oh, I
which
like it.
is way more muted than yours.
Yeah,
Like
mine's
mine
like
are
vibrant.
definitely darker colors on the tweed base.
That's cool.
And I love how different bases dye up differently. I also really like this blue for January. I don't understand the reference point at all, but oh, this color is
No,
gorgeous.
I haven't watched the show, but I'm going to, and I'll get all the references later this year.
Yeah. I love this color collection. I'm gonna call them collections because it's more than one color. But yours is definitely more vibrant than mine. Do not get me wrong, I am very, very happy about this. I am very excited with my base choice. Does it mean I'm not gonna buy all of the other new bases this year? I will absolutely be buying all of the other new bases this year. I'm already
Just
trying to.
slowly try all the bases.
Oh yeah, like I need to try the Rye sock. I have non-superwash DK. I need to try the Sport. I need to try the new other DK base. She's got like something like 3 or 4 new bases. I of course need to purchase every new base and try them,
Well, yeah,
obviously,
as we do.
as we do. So I'm very excited. Like, it's just so pretty. And I like how moody it is, like next to my skin, like that moodier color.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks so good. Will it make socks? I don't know. I use sock yarn for all of my fingering weight projects. So could be socks, could be fingerless mittens, could
Who
be
knows?
a part of a shawl. I have no idea yet. Where am I going to put it? I don't know. I need to start working on my Aran fingering weight yarn real fast because that cubby that's really, really full on the end there, the top left, everybody can see.
Mm-hmm.
Just Aran fingering weight yarns.
That's my this cubby right above my sign. It's all air and fingering weight yarn.
Yeah. So more
100%.
more fingering weight Aran yarn projects in my future. Because guys, I got a lot of fingering weight yarn.
Oh no, me too.
Is it stopping me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Why? Because I can reach into the office by wandering in when I'm suffering from insomnia, or it's the middle of the afternoon and oh my God, I need a break. And I can just find a color I like, or find a couple of colors I like, and cast something on. Oh, I love being able to just start something from stash. Just so nice. So
It does feel good. I need a few more neutrals before I can do that.
I do have neutrals. Because I've stopped buying worsted weight yarns because I don't make like I'll keep making cardigans and gifts and stuff in worsted weight, but I don't wear worsted that well unless it's a cardigan, right? Or a shawl. So I'm not
Makes
buying
sense.
vast quantities of worsted. So I
Did
need
I
to make
stop
a
messing it
micro
up?
order.
Yes, okay, this is where I stop messing it up. I'm going to
Okay, okay.
knit all of
Just
these
knit.
stitches.
Just
Just knit,
knit.
no purl,
Just knit.
just knit.
No pearl.
There is no purl.
No pearl. So I'm very excited. I am happy. And I have a whole year of presents coming once a month. Oh, so good.
I know I've got February and March here, and I gotta wait till Thursday to open February.
Oh, mine doesn't come wrapped, so I know what the
Yeah,
colors are
well,
when they arrive.
I like the surprise.
Which is totally fine. I don't consider it a spoilage, so it works, right?
This way I can also just put them in my background and nobody else can see them either.
That's fair. Oh, that's fine. I have your word for your thingy Patreon ad if you're ready for it.
Sure, what is my word today?
Snow.
Snow?
Hmm. Just going down the list,
All
guys.
right. If you would like to include a word on the list for me to work into my unscripted Patreon ads, email the podcast at northernknitspodcast@gmail.com. Or if you're on Discord, you can DM Jocelyn,
Instagram,
I
you can
assume.
DM Jocelyn if you Instagram Northern Knits Podcast. I do
There are
most of
many
the
ways
like reading. Yeah,
to add to the word list.
yeah. It is easy to do, and I will happily add to the word list. I do not make up any of these words. They are all crowdsourced.
All
Mostly, so
right,
when she gives me a
snow.
look, I can go, I don't do it.
If you would like to financially support these shenanigans, you may do so at patreon.com/northernitspodcast. Any level of support gets you access to our patron-only Discord server, where we talk about all manner of things, including, stay with me, how Mr. Diana went to a synthesizer open mic thing last night and opened the show, which was super cool, but it was at a video game arcade where there was a pinball machine that had a picture of Jon Snow.
Oh my God, the length of story that took.
Well, I thought it would be too easy to say, oh yeah, we talk about the weather. Of course, we talk about the weather and how there is or isn't snow, but that's boring.
I bet you would go with the when we received the epic snow day pictures, because we received some epic "this is my backyard" snow photos, and there have been some. Is it a backyard or is it the winter tundra wonderland photo? Like there has been some epic photography going on.
Meanwhile, I'm over here with grass.
Oh God, don't even talk to me about the absolutely abysmally non-winter winter we've had. We've
If it
had
keeps up like
BC
this,
kind
I'm
of
going to be
winter.
mowing in 2 weeks.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Well, I hope
Wild.
and I pray that we actually get another cold snap and more snow. We'll see.
Yeah,
They're forecasting positive numbers for the rest of the week.
same here.
Ugh, gross.
Weird winter.
Weird. Not happy with it. All right. However, if you cannot financially support us, don't worry about it. Liking, subscribing, commenting here on YouTube and on other social media platforms is a great way to show us what you're working on and inform us what's going on. We like to be in the know, you know? It's a thing.
I know. I know all the things.
All right,
I don't know very many of the things.
we got a lot of admin work, so let's see if I can blast through this real quick. So much going on, so much going on. It only took us nearly 2 months, but we're finally working on our little long sweater.
Yeah, remember how we started that at the beginning of December? We're actually doing them now.
Great, you guys.
We're
Uh,
doing
there,
awesome.
there was no official end date put in for this, which was probably our problem because we're pretty relaxed craft along people as it is. I suspect not giving us a deadline was a shot in the foot that we could not afford to do to ourselves.
Yeah, you live and you learn.
So
We've learned.
we've learned cannot do that. So I am going to try to be done my librarian for the spring equinox cast on party in March because it's actually towards the end of March. It's March the 19th. I finally Googled it to find out what it is this year.
Oh,
So
it's almost 2 months away.
it's not a bad time frame. Now, complications. For the next 3 Fridays, you will find me live on Wildflower Wool's YouTube channel, Miss Louise, because the 2 week sweater challenge occurs. And this is an annual competition between me and Louise. We always invite everybody to come join us to challenge yourselves. It started because we were bored and said, hey, why not? And now it's a thing we do every year, which is how all of our challenges work. We go, yeah, sure, why not? We'll give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen? That's how we now have monthly check-ins. That's just, it's just how things grow. So she is going to be attempting a worsted weight sweater in 2 weeks. I get so close. I'm within hours or 2 days where it's like, you know what? I know where I lost that time. So I upped the challenge for myself. So I am down to, because I think I was like 2 evenings worth of work shy on a worsted weight sweater last year.
Oof, so close.
Which is really, it was the 2 nights I chose to not work on that and I worked on something else. So I'm like, no, that means a worsted weight in 2 weeks is absolutely achievable. So I bumped down the yarn rating again because I want it to be a challenge. Otherwise, it's not a challenge for me. Like it's not, I'm not pushing myself. So I'm doing DK weight this year. It's still a worsted pattern. That's not the point. The point is it's DK weight yarn. So we cast on the 2nd. And then the following Friday is our check-in. And then the Friday after that, we reveal whether or not we've managed a sweater in 2 weeks. So look forward to a lot of sweater talk the first half of February.
So many sweaters.
Because I have to drop everything else and just work on the sweater and design work. So there's some parameters. The monthly check-in happens the first Sunday of every, oh sorry, the monthly craft off, different words, different things, happens the first Sunday of every month, which is this coming Sunday. It's our live episode for the month. So this weekend you will see the voting for it. And because it is sweaters all the time in February, I'm going to get everyone to vote on which design project I'm going to work on in the background because I can do one design in the sweater for most of February as stuff.
I
So
need to figure out what I'm posting.
Diana has some thinking to do. So they'll be voting
If
this
you've got
weekend for
thoughts, put them in the
craft.
comments.
Oh god, right here. There's voting this weekend. The cast on for the 2 week sweater challenge is on Friday. Sundays are live for the month. It keeps going. And then we're into February. So
So
we're
busy.
closing it on the spring craft along. The podcast anniversary, which is the Choose Your Own Adventure Mystery Knit Along, continues to chug. This week is a week off, which means next Monday is the second last clue.
Dang,
Because
that's so close.
February the 12th, the last clue goes out. So, progress. Progress. There's a lot going on right now, guys.
Yeah.
I think Diana's brain is just going, oh my God. I've got
Yeah,
all of
I'm
that,
focusing one thing at a time.
plus the bonus content ideas all floating in my head all at the same time. My brain's a little full,
Yep.
touchful. So all of that is currently going on. Should be good times. I'm excited. So arbitrarily, I want to be done the librarian by the 19th of March. I'd like to have some stuff come off my plate before we add more in.
Yeah. Same. Same.
So
Same.
seems fair. Seems
Same.
fair. So admin wise, that's pretty much what we're looking at. As usual, second last Saturday of the month will be the Patreon Eat It In. So all Patreon members who are $5 or more a month join us for a private afternoon of knitting. It's knit club. It's just a private knit club is what it is. So we get to chill and relax and catch up with everybody and see what everyone else is working on. The last Saturday of the month,
It'll be
which
the
just
17th.
passed. I don't even worry about dates anymore. The last Saturday of the month is whip sprints. We just did January's whip sprints, hence the 5 projects for me this week. So many projects.
February the 24th will be the next one.
Sure. I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Some people like dates. I have
It's true.
dates.
It's true. And I think that's good. Otherwise, bonus content for memberships, which is the gaming right now, goes out sporadically. We do aim for like twice a month. And YouTube's are what? YouTube memberships are $2 a month.
Yep.
Patreon has different
Adjusted for
levels.
whatever country you're in.
Yeah. Patreon has different levels, but you can see what levels they are and what perks you get on Patreon itself. So I think that's everything.
I hope so.
And even though it's a joy to watch Diana flounder at the concept of doing an outro, I'm going to say that I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't
Don't
forget
forget
to
to knit.
It's the lives, man. We got to get you an outro for the lives.